At some point, life stops being impressed by what you meant to do. It stops applauding the plan in your head, the goals written in a note, the version of you that only appears when you feel inspired. Life responds to what you practice, quietly, repeatedly, especially when no one is watching. And that can sound heavy at first, but it is actually freeing. Because you do not need a perfect personality to change. You do not need unlimited confidence. You do not need a dramatic breakthrough. You need a rhythm you can return to. A few honest actions that tell your mind, again and again, this is who we are becoming. That is where real strength begins. Not in the announcement, not in the mood, in the return. Anyone can work hard for one day when the emotion is high. Anyone can clean up their habits after a painful moment. Anyone can promise a new beginning after a setback. But the people who grow into themselves learn something deeper. They learn how to continue after the excitement fades. They learn how to move on ordinary days. They build a personal pattern that does not depend on applause. You do not rise to your dreams. You settle into your practices. Look at the small parts of your day. The way you speak to yourself when you make a mistake. The way you handle 10 free minutes. The way you respond when a task feels boring. The way you keep or break the smallest promise. These things may seem too tiny to matter, but they are training your identity. Every repeated choice is a vote. Every skipped excuse is a signal. Every completed step becomes proof. Discipline is not punishment. It is protection. It protects your future from your impulses. It protects your energy from chaos. It protects your self-respect from the slow pain of knowing you are capable of more but living below it. And discipline does not have to be harsh. In fact, the most lasting discipline is calm. It says, I do not need to hate myself into action. I can respect myself into consistency. I can take the step because my life matters, not because I am behind. I can train, study, save, create, practice, apologize, clean, rest, and begin again because I am building a life I can stand inside with pride. There will be days when your mind tries to negotiate. Do it later. Start next week. You are tired. You already failed once. Nobody will know. But you will know. And that is not a reason for shame. It is a reason to choose carefully. Because self-respect is built in private conversations. It grows when you do the right thing even while your emotions argue against it. It grows when you finish the set, write the page, make the call, take the walk, close the distraction, drink the water, or sit down and learn the thing that intimidates you. Not perfectly, honestly. You are allowed to be tired and still take a smaller step. You are allowed to be nervous and still show up. You are allowed to move slowly and still be serious. The goal is not to become a machine. The goal is to become reliable to yourself. Reliability is powerful. When you trust yourself, the world feels different. Challenges still come, but they do not own you. Criticism still stings, but it does not define you. Failure still hurts, but it becomes information, not identity. You begin to think, I have handled hard things before. I can handle this next thing too. That kind of confidence is not loud. It does not need to perform. It stands on evidence. So build evidence today, not a fantasy, not a 10-year transformation in one afternoon, just one clean piece of proof. If your health matters, take one action that supports it. If your focus matters, remove one distraction and do one block of work. If your future matters, spend 20 minutes on the skill you keep postponing. If your peace matters, stop feeding the habit that keeps stealing it. If your confidence matters, do the uncomfortable thing you keep avoiding. Small does not mean weak. Small is how strong things begin. A wall is not built by admiring the blueprint. It is built brick by brick, with hands that sometimes ache. A body is not strengthened by thinking about effort. It is strengthened by repeated resistance. A mind is not sharpened by wishing for clarity. It is sharpened by attention, reflection, and practice. A life is not changed by one emotional decision. It is changed by returning to the decision after the emotion leaves. This is your invitation to stop waiting for a better mood and start building a better pattern. Make it simple enough to repeat. Make it honest enough to respect. Choose the habits that match the person you say you want to become, then lower the drama and raise the consistency. You do not need to prove everything today. You only need to prove that the old pattern is not in charge. When you miss, return. When you slow down, return. When you feel embarrassed, return. When the progress feels invisible, return. The return is the muscle. The return is the difference between a wish and a standard. One day, the actions that feel difficult now will feel normal. The boundaries that feel uncomfortable now will feel necessary. The courage that feels forced now will feel familiar. And you will look back with gratitude, not because every day was easy, but because you kept placing proof in front of doubt. So take the next honest step. Make the promise small if you must, but keep it. Build your day with care. Guard your attention. Respect your energy. Choose what strengthens you. Your future is not asking for perfection. It is asking for participation. Show up for it today. Quietly if you need to. Slowly if you have to. But show up with intention and let your actions become the pattern that carries you forward.